Welcome along to another BMW DIY E39 M3 how-to guide, and on this COVID-19 special where it would appear that the entire world is in lockdown due to the COVID-19 virus just about ruining everybody, we're going to be looking at gearbox mounts. So we're taking us mind away from being infectious and diseased, and we're going to be replacing the standard gearbox mounts on the back of the gearbox with some uprated through bolted items which will prevent movement off the rear of the gearbox and hopefully prevent any damage to the centre bearing on the prop shaft as well through gearbox movement, and allow for crisper, tighter gear changes because the gearbox shan't be moving. So you might be wondering why I want to do this. This is the standard gearbox mount. It's got an M8 threaded bolt on each side. It's not through bolted, so the bolt doesn't go all the way through the middle. It goes into these metal plates and they are bonded to the rubber between. This allows a degree of flexibility, so I can bend that reasonably easy with my hands. It's not difficult, but it's not too easy neither. But what we're going to be doing is making some with bolts all the way through. So that'll take out the flexibility and prevent the gearbox from moving up and down. Materials wise, we're going to be using hockey pucks. Now, strange material to use, you think. Why use a hockey puck? Simple reason, it is a guaranteed known shore hardness no matter where you buy them from. 88 to 95 or thereabouts. Bonus dog. Schubert, what are you doing? Everybody say hello to Schubert. He likes to get in the way. Yeah, it's a hockey puck. Can't have it. No. Come on, mush. Cheeky boy. Alright. So for a known shore hardness, very easy to machine if you've got a lathe or a milling machine or anything like that, and relatively inexpensive and easy to get hold of. So we'll start by machining this up on the lathe to bring it into the similar dimensions to the original engine mount with regards to the diameter. Then we'll pop a 8mm hole through the middle, and that'll allow our through bolt to go through. The thickness isn't identical, it's about 6 or 7 millimeters narrower than the original mount. However, when we use some plate washers to prevent the gearbox and the subframe from digging into the rubber, causing it damage on each side, that'll bring the overall thickness in line with the original one. Now we've got our pucks machined up, we can start adding the components to them. So we'll build them up using washers, larger diameter washer, 50mm on the outside, then a 40mm diameter washer to act as a spreader, then the M8 bolt. So this will go through the gearbox side, then we'll have another washer on there to secure it into the gearbox. Then the bottom will go through the subframe where you'll be able to tighten it up. To remove the gearbox mounts, first you're going to have to take off the engine under tray for the rear portion, which covers the gearbox down towards where the catalytic converters are. Then you can remove the bolts from underneath the gearbox mount which support the gearbox via the original mounts, and then you can take the top ones off as well. That will then allow you to raise the gearbox slightly, and it is only slightly that you need to raise it, as the topmost mounts on the gearbox are on a slot, so the gearbox mounts will twist and be able to remove them out the rear of the car. Once you've taken the nuts off the mounts, be sure to remove the cross brace mount for the exhaust. Otherwise, when you lift the gearbox up slightly, the exhaust will try and force its way up as well. If you wanted, you could always drop off the downpipe to midsection. There's no need, but if you're doing other jobs while you're in there, it might be worthwhile. Once you've done that, you're ready to start lifting the gearbox. We're not lifting the gearbox much, only about an inch, just enough to give us some wiggle room to get the mounts out. So once you've loosened them, they'll be flopping around like that, then you can wiggle them out and remove them. Assembly and fitment of the new mounts is very straightforward, easier than trying to fit brand new OEM ones. Assemble the mounts, so you've got the spreader plates on each side, then 2 additional washers to make them the correct height, 1 more washer on the top which sits between the bolt head and the gearbox, then simply slots into place and allow the washers to settle. Then that will be ready for the gearbox lowering and align the tightening of the mounts onto the subframe. Once you've lowered the gearbox down, you can then tighten the mounts up from underneath to 15 pounds-foot. This will ensure that the rubber is thoroughly compressed, but not overly compressed, as you still want it to absorb some of the vibration, and if you tighten it up too much, it won't absorb vibration effectively and it'll transmit that through the rest of the car. So this mod is perfect if you are more track orientated, and ideally these are identical to the E36 M3, E46 and various other BMWs which people like to use on track. And if you've fitted a set of our hybrid engine mounts which are semi-solid as well, then it's a perfect accompaniment and you will have absolutely no problem with these. So thank you for watching this COVID-19 special. It's been a while since I've done any videos. This is due to work and time constraints, but there'll be plenty more coming in the future, and we'll eventually get round to running through the track car build project and seeing what is what, so you can all have a look and see what's been going on over the last 12 months. Subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link on the lower left. If you liked this video, give it a like. Any feedback or comments, drop them in the comments menu and I'll get back to you, and stay tuned for more to come. Thank you.